Welcome back to Because We Got High with Rhea, Kelly, and Bree. This is episode R. I had to go through the alphabet in my head. And this podcast is presented to you by OCB Rolling Papers, the best rolling papers in all of New York, California, Connecticut, Alabama, Alaska, Arizona, Arkansas, California, Colorado, Connecticut, Delaware, Florida, Georgia, Hawaii, Idaho, Illinois, Indiana, everywhere. I could keep going. South Dakota, North Dakota, North Carolina, South Carolina. I was, but we went out of order. The entire world. The OCB rolling papers are the best in the entire world. You can go to ocbusa.com/high and find yourself some OCB rolling papers. They also have the cones, the unbleached cone, the bamboo, or the organic hemp. You just throw your ish right in there and then roll it up.
The legal leaf.
Boom. Yeah, that legal leaf. Then you get your booklets. You can roll it with your own mouthpiece and all that nonsense, as well as a rolling tray. So go to ocbusa.com/high and get yourself some OCB rolling papers because it's the only thing we're smoking and you need to smoke it too. We are doing episode R reality. There's so many different ways you can go with this.
There is so many different ways.
I thought about reality TV shows.
Immediately.
I'm tasting the perfume in my mouth right now.
Yes. Oh, okay. Let's just let her talk about it.
We'll talk about the perfume.
I'm not going to talk about it because
she doesn't want to.
I don't want to tell everyone the scent.
Right. We won't talk about the scent.
Rhea got perfume. What did he Postmated here? She was freaking out about it.
She discovered a perfume. Discovered a very popular perfume, and it's blowing her mind that this perfume exists. She had it Postmated here, and for the past 20 minutes we've been spraying it inside this room, and now we're all going to pass out. But it's a good smell.
I smelled it quite some time ago, and then I smelled it again. And it was a smell that just like you smell randomly. You're like, oh, that's a good smell. And last night I smelled it on somebody and I was like, whoa, what is that? And this wonderful woman told me, and she was like, I don't tell anybody. Everyone always asks me what perfume I wear. I never tell them, but I'm going to tell you. And so she told me it and I got it Postmated to the office today. Like I needed to start smelling like this perfume immediately. It's now my scent.
Name, DM me and I'll tell you.
Yeah, $5 and then we'll get
Noah. No, it's so fucking good.
It's a good scent. It's a good scent. It's of a family of many scents. That's all I'll say.
Yes, one day I'll share it, but it's too soon. I just got it today.
It's not that. It's a very popular. It's very popular.
So
like,
popular.
It's not gonna sell out.
It's one of the most popular perfumes out there.
Yeah. It's very expensive.
It's
very
just
expensive.
so good.
But
oh
it's
my
good.
god!
They also make candles. I like the candles.
Yeah, they make lotion.
I've talked about the candles before, I think. So if you know that, you know what's going on. But yeah, so it's a day in here today. We have we're all suffocating from the smell, but I like it. You also got lotion that we didn't like.
Did not like the lotion.
Me and Devin liked it.
I keep smelling my hands, and I really don't like it.
I'm mad it's on my hands. I wish that it wasn't. But we will get into reality. Our reality at the moment is that we may or may not pass out. So
yes,
that's just
that's going to happen
to
for sure.
Terms with. I think the reality TV angle is a good way to start. I think that a lot of us have had just a lot of experience in reality TV. God bless you, Noah.
Bless you.
A lot of experience.
Were there peanuts in the bread?
Thank you.
No.
You're welcome.
No. I don't sneeze if I'm having like.
Were you impressed?
Gesundheit? Yes, I was. Yiddish.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
You're welcome.
Yep. My Nana always says Gesundheit. You know, my Nana says Yiddish.
So classy.
Words all the
I
time.
got the perfume.
She's not
Yiddish
Jewish.
is just fun. So
right.
Like,
she just says
fun words.
Because I'll say phrases all the time, and I'll be like, people are like, oh, are you Jewish? I'm like, no, I just
like you're a
schmuck always.
Oh, schmuck is a great one.
Boy chick.
My dad loves throwing out schmuck.
Yeah. All kinds of stuff. But it's weird. I don't know. As far as reality TV goes, I feel like we all, like I said, have had our own forays into or around and about, however you want to say it. What is your favorite type of reality TV show? And think long and hard about this, because we have game show version.
Okay.
We have family version, a la Kardashians. We have love versions. We have like competitions mixed with love, sex stuff. Like there's always, it's kind of they're all kind of the same. It's always like a little bit of violence, maybe some games, maybe some love, relationships, sex, family. Like it's all very, very real things that reality shows are based on.
I think that The Challenge has the perfect layout. The Challenge has the
you guys
perfect
love The
layout for reality TV.
Do you watch the new season?
I'm like in and out of it.
It's so good.
It's love and sex and drama mixed with competition.
Brute
I like
force.
that.
Like-
yes,
like
it's
brute
so
force.
good.
It's like
So
intense competition that'll
Yes.
fuck you up.
These
But then they go
motherfuckers
back
are
to
like
the house
athletes.
and there's lying and cheating and stealing and
Scandalous.
scandal. There's so much
Yeah.
scandal going on. It's the perfect formula for
And it's
a
like,
reality TV
it's
show.
very much invested in.
Yeah.
Like it's like high production, a lot of money into it.
It's still very good, but it used to be even better.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
early challenge days, some of the best reality TV ever.
I'm okay with the challenge. I never was in on it. I don't like game show reality TV television. I don't like it. I put the challenge kind of in that category. Like
I think
I like
Jeopardy.
I like seeing. No, I like Jeopardy actually. But would you say that like
No.
Jeopardy
Jeopardy's
is
a reality
TV?
show?
Not
Well, it's
really.
like a
That's like a
game show.
game
What do you
show.
mean
That's a game show.
though?
Like reality shows that have
you have-
competitions, I don't like. Like even in The Bachelor, when they do like the competition stuff, I don't like it. I think it's
Would you
annoying.
say Survivor's like a game
Definitely,
show?
yeah.
Love
And I mean,
Survivor.
we did, but I get into Survivor more because it's got the like manipulation factor on the side. Like it's a little more strategy than it is just like winning games.
But so does the challenge. Because they got you vote
I don't
people
know.
out.
I don't know. It's
If
the
you got
challenge is
into
all
it,
right,
yeah.
but I'm sure if I got into it and watched it from the beginning, I would like it. But no, the like game stuff doesn't. I don't like games. I've never liked games.
You hate
I hate
games.
games. I hate games.
love games.
I like to
Same.
sit around. I like
Good old
talking.
competition.
Yeah.
I hate them. But I if I'm in a game and I'm playing it, I'm all the way in it and I'm all the way playing it. And I'm
Yeah.
super competitive. But I don't like seek out games or things like that just on my
So
own.
what's your fave?
But I would probably say any of the older like Rock of Love, Flavor of Love, those were insane.
Rock
and
of
then
Love
and then
is so
Bachelor,
good.
original Bachelor, before it started getting silly, before everybody was on there for clout, like The Bachelor sold you a love story every single time, and it was like not so frequent as it is now. Like it was there was no Bachelor in Paradise, it was just Bachelor for a long time, and you waited all year for it, and it would just be this perfect love story that you could like cry about and get really into, and it was so stupid but you loved it anyway. And those are my favorites, old school
What about
stuff like that.
did you guys ever watch Real World, like the OG Real World?
Real World is good.
Really
I like
Real
Real
World
World
was
too.
good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that Love Island Season 5 UK is some of the
So
best
good.
reality TV that's ever been put out there ever.
I couldn't agree
like
more.
just that season. Love Island's great, but that season specifically has
Had the world by the balls.
Yeah,
it had some
really is so good. Tommy Fury, that's
unbelievable
Tommy
moments.
Fury,
Tommy Fury, but-
Molly May, Mara.
But we're forgetting about
Curtis.
the Amber and
Amber.
Michael situation.
The Amber and Michael thing was crazy. Amy, how Amy got
Childish.
picked over
You're
so
acting
bad.
childish. Yeah, Curtis
is
fucking
a fuckboy.
over
Like
Amy.
Curtis sucks.
Flies so under the radar because
one
of how
ever
much.
talks about
Ovi's
it.
the coolest guy ever.
Ovi's so
was
fucking cool.
sick. I loved Ovi.
Amy and Curtis situation flies under the radar because of how likable Maura is.
Yeah.
So like if Maura wasn't likable, people would be like, fuck that bitch who ended
Yeah.
up with Curtis. But because Maura was so likable, it was like, oh, okay.
I didn't like Maura at
Yeah,
first. When she
that's-
came in like trying to fuck everybody, I was like, who's this hoe bag like rolling in here?
trying to
And
have
then
some fun.
yeah, and then 10 minutes later she was like great. And I was like, all right, well, Maura's cool. Amy was like wishy-washy a little bit. Curtis was the real problem in the situation. But then Amy left. So it was like, all right, well, out of sight, out of mind. You didn't really care about it anymore.
But do you think these people go on to reality TV shows and they're like, I'm a character, I'm going to play into a character? Or do you think they're actually just being themselves?
I feel like it depends. I feel like sometimes, like we did, Brianna and I have our own little personal reality TV
Yeah.
show things. We did Surviving Barstool together. I went into that wanting to like half be a character and like cause
Yeah.
trouble, but half like win also. But
Yeah.
I mostly wanted like airtime.
Yeah.
Like that was how I went into it. But then when I went to Barstool vs. America, I just wanted to win that. Like I was like, no, I want to win this. I'm just gonna be myself and win this. Like I can't. I'm not like gonna fuck around because I really think I have a chance. I think it depends on what you're going in for. Like if I were going to be on The Bachelor or something like that, I would be more likely to play a character because I care less about the outcome of that. Like I don't want to get engaged to whoever the fuck that is unless I do, which then
Also,
it depends.
producers, though, can make you look out to be anyone. Like, they can
100%,
make
yeah.
you be a villain, make you be a
Totally,
good guy,
totally.
which is scary. That's why I would never do reality TV
Do you guys
again.
think that if you do real reality
Yeah, like
TV
real
stuff,
shit.
you have to? I think it'd be smartest to like go along with however they want to paint you. Like I think that like you need to kind of feed into it, and maybe if you're open to like being the villain, they won't make you look like a real dickbag because you're not actually an asshole. Like I feel like so many people that get painted as the villains are like, oh my god, you suck, you're the worst, you're the villain. But it's mostly because they were like being annoying. It's like if you're not being annoying and you're just kind of like up in your ivory tower, like moving your pieces on the chessboard, like that comes across
like
cooler.
Devin from The Challenge.
Right, that comes across kind of
love
cool.
Devin from
Love.
The Challenge. I
Love.
think he's such a
That's a likable
asshole,
villain.
and I like.
But everyone loved him. And then the new season, he's always a first round pick. And he's like, first draft pick over CT, motherfucker.
I would
That's so good.
I would
Yeah.
fornicate with Devin from The
wouldn't?
Challenge.
Who wouldn't?
I really
Why
would.
wouldn't? I say, why wouldn't you? I also think too, there's something about people being on TV and like fighting for something and whatever. It makes them hot. Like it
Yeah.
always makes people hot. And whenever you can get people rooting for you, it's like
Yeah.
If you're kind of a dickhead, but it's not
Yeah.
like that
But, like, a
bad.
smart dickhead.
Yeah, smart dickhead.
Not like the stupid bimbo.
Like Johnny Bananas when he
Everyone
took
hates
Sarah's.
stupid bimbo.
Yeah.
Everyone
When Johnny
hates it.
Bananas took Sarah's money, it's like fucked up, but
But
all
dang,
right.
get in your bag, son.
Yeah.
Like, do what you got to do. But then you hate him, but then you love him because
You're
he's
like,
Johnny Bananas.
you're like, oh, but he's
Yeah.
Johnny,
Yeah.
classic Johnny.
You got to make a name for yourself, or you're just you won't be brought back, and then you're not like a
Right.
character on the show.
course,
You're a
yeah.
side
Demi
piece.
on The Bachelor, she leaned into being like that annoying villain type, but she didn't even become a villain. People just ended up liking her because they were like, she's leaning so much into this, whoever she is, that it's working.
Who's
you
this?
keep seeing
Who's
her.
this?
Demi.
Oh, Demi. Sorry,
That's the
I think
one
you said
season I
Jenny. I was like,
watched.
Jenny who?
No,
Yeah,
Demi.
Demi. And you're right. And now at this point, Demi has leaned into it so much that it's like, okay, let's take the pedal off the metal. Like we get it. You're a bad guy. But I think that seeing now, like people have become more aware of people pretending to like maybe be someone they're not. So now it comes across cheesy, like Demi, like a little bit. She's kind of past the point of like she's being herself, quote unquote, but she's also playing a character now.
Yeah.
And when people start more obviously playing a character, it becomes less fun, I think. How old were you guys when you started watching reality TV?
Young. Because
Super
I
young,
watched
right?
like Rock of Love,
my
Yeah,
God.
of
Tila
course.
Tequila.
How did we not mention Jersey Shore?
Oh, yeah, Jersey Shore,
Well,
of
Jersey
course.
Shore is.
I think that's the first reality TV show I watched, but I had
That
to
makes
hide it
sense.
from my mom. I had to delete it from recordings because
really?
she would not let me watch
We
it.
watched it together as a family on Thursday nights.
I was
Yeah,
like,
honestly, it's the same.
I think I
My
was
family
10.
watched it too.
I was like in 7th or 6th grade when it first came
I was
out, and
5th
it was
grade, yeah.
appointment television for the
That's
Chiffo
awesome.
family.
Well, yeah, because you guys are like Jersey Shore family. I
Yeah, but
forgot.
we're not from Jersey. We're
I
from
know,
Long
but you
Island,
guys
but
love
it's
it.
kind of the same thing. But we
It's
were like,
borderline
we
the
literally
same.
watched together every Thursday night. We
Yeah.
would like, all right, Jersey Shore's on, Jersey Shore's on. Everyone sit down, be quiet.
Dude, that was like an era that just cannot be matched.
No.
Jersey Shore era cannot be matched.
Jersey Shore is seriously maybe the best reality show ever. Like
I've rewatched
there's a
every
lot
season.
of really good ones. That one is the most quotable, most memorable. Everybody knows the Jersey Shore.
And-
They went to fucking Italy.
And everyone from the show is still doing well. That
Yes.
stayed doing it. Like Sammy, obviously not because she didn't, but like everyone else is still relevant. In
Yeah.
a way, it's crazy.
But Sammy's now relevant on TikTok.
yeah.
So they've all stayed around. Impressive.
Her relevance
Really
on
impressive.
TikTok, or like, her relevance, I think, on TikTok is probably the best. They're all of the relevance in general. Like Snooki, what's her net worth? I want to know Snooki's net worth. right
Snooki crushes it. They all crush it.
All right, so Pauly D weirdly came up first. He's worth about 20 million.
I think Pauly D is probably the most successful because of the
he's
DJ
20
career.
million.
DJing, another avenue of money.
Yes.
Snooki's the next one, worth about 4 million, which doesn't sound like much, weirdly, compared to like how I feel like I've been viewing her in my
I feel
brain.
like she has more.
I feel like she has to.
Those
have
are
more.
always wrong.
But also, imagine having $4 million just because you like got drunk and arrested on the
Were
beach one
yourself,
time. Like
yeah.
you were yourself. You got drunk.
Those
and arrested
characters,
at
I
the
feel, were
Jersey Shore,
really
like
themselves.
And we saw that house. We saw
Yes.
that house. That house is a piece of shit. Like that house is a
this
shit
big.
house. Yeah, it's not a good house. Like
No.
it's not like a rich looking house. It just has one huge living room and the rest of it's garbage. And
Yeah,
so
but
it's
you
like,
would. I wouldn't call it complete garbage. Like I think it's a
I think
fun.
it is.
Well, compared
it's
to
a
all
I'm
the
getting like
reality
defensive
shows.
about
I know.
the house.
I think it's a.
No,
I think it's like a trash
I didn't
house.
think it was like the most disgusting house I've ever been to. I thought it was like, yeah, this makes sense. This is a
But
Jersey Shore
compare
house.
it to all
It
the
is.
other
It's-
reality shows.
Did you
where
think the
millions
Jersey
of
Shore
dollars.
house
It's a
that you
Jersey
guys
Shore
had was
house.
nicer than the Jersey Shore house?
Yes, I
It
do.
was.
Because
It was.
Yeah,
It was
because
nicer.
And the house that we had was not that nice. Like I'm not saying that it was
No,
nice.
but it was decent.
Shore houses normally, unless you live in like one of those big fucking
roof deck.
mansions, like they're not that nice.
The roof deck.
No, the roof deck was like condemned. You couldn't even go up there.
No,
Like,
well, but they had the
during the
outside,
show,
the
yeah.
barbecue area.
the barbecue area.
Nice,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Nice.
The big kitchen.
It looked. I'll say this about about the Jersey Shore house. The Jersey Shore
Going
house.
to the
Yeah.
Jersey Shore house.
Yeah.
So it's not that bad.
It was pretty bad.
It looked so much better on TV than it did.
It looked
in
way
person.
bigger.
It looked
on
way
TV.
bigger on TV. Way
Bigger.
better on TV. It just was. I was.
I could
so,
see how they were fucking fighting all the
Right.
time. It's
I
like
was
you're
disappointed
fucking
because
shoulder
I-
to shoulder the whole time.
It was just like I was at one of my friends' share houses. Like I did that
It
for
made me like
however
them
many
more,
years.
though.
That's what I'm saying. I
Yeah.
wasn't disappointed at all. I was
Well,
like, this is
it
exactly
kinda-
what I wanted and more.
It brings them down to earth. Like it
Yeah.
makes me think less of them as celebrities. That's why now I'm more impressed by Snooki's $4 million because she's just dicking around in that house for a
Yeah.
couple
You know
years.
what made
They did
me-
go to Italy. That Italy house looked really nice.
You know
Like,
what
that
made
one
me
might
think
be better.
less of them as celebrities?
What?
walking the boardwalk of where they used they used to go out and drink and seeing Karma and like and going to the bars on that boardwalk.
And they lived for
it's
that.
fun. Like it's fun trash. Like I don't get me wrong,
but
it's
full trash.
Full trash in the best way ever, but like fully trash. Like I was like, oh my God, they were just out at these
that's like why they
all
put
the
them
time.
there, you know, like that's why and that's what was so annoying about it when it came out, because I like, you know, I guess I grew up on the Jersey Shore. I'm from New Jersey. Like that's where we would like my parents would get houses like a couple blocks away.
Yeah,
and,
didn't like natives hate them?
Yes, like people who like live there.
People of Jersey were very
legit
upset.
hate them. And I went
and
to
Italians.
School yes, and Italian. Very offensive to Italians. I went to school that year, and it had just been. I think it was. Italy was coming out or something like that, and people were gearing up for it again and getting excited. Everybody was like, oh, blah, blah, like Jersey Shore, like you're from Jersey, like you're like this. And I was like, I could not be any less like these people. And I was like, I'll have fun and I'll party and whatever. Right. And that's how, and I will be honest, there's a lot of Jersey people who are like that. Like all the Jersey Italians act just like that. But if you're not Italian, not the whole state is Italian. I need people to get over that.
The entire state of New Jersey is Italian.
Huge Irish and Polish representation. And I just need people to know that. Like we all came over. Like the Italians can chill in like, you know, wherever the fuck they want to chill. They can chill in Seaside. They can chill in Seaside.
Heights, baby.
They can chill in like Elizabeth. They can chill in all those spots. Like I don't give a fuck. Stay in all those places. Stay in Newark. Make your pizza. Do whatever the fuck you want. Leave us alone in the suburbs. We're all Irish eating potatoes.
What is the name of the? First of all, you're right. I did think the entire state of New Jersey was Italian.
It's ridiculous.
I just think everyone from New Jersey is Italian.
I would say there's like a bigger Jewish like population than there is Italian.
What's the name of that bar on the Seaside Boardwalk? Starts with an S.
Spicy?
Spicy's.
Yeah,
yes.
Spicy's.
Fucking Spicy's.
That place is the worst food I think ever. Like ever that's ever been made.
Don't disparage.
No, they're great for drinks.
Spicy's.
They're on the boardwalk. Like you go near boardwalk, they just like the worst.
I'm going back to Spicy's this summer.
That's the place that me and Jeff Lowe went to.
I'm
The
going
place that me and Jeff Lowe went when it was just me and Jeff Lowe at the house that one night. We had an issue with the house. Yeah, with the house. We had like a plumbing issue, and it was the week we were off after the 4th of July, and everybody had been there over the 4th of July, yourself included, and then everybody went home. And the minute that everybody went home, the only people that were left were myself. I was staying the whole week by myself. Like I was gonna have like a beach vacation alone, and Jeff Lowe was staying one extra night. And the toilets in the house not overflowed, but backed up into the backyard. So there was sewage in the backyard. So I had to deal with that alone for 3 days. Me and MB came back down finally, like 2 days later.
That did happen.
It was fucking crazy.
There was a storm.
No, and there was a huge storm. Like the fact that I didn't die, like I was
you were all alone.
I was so alone, and I was like, oh, I can't wait for this
I wouldn't want to deal with
relaxing. I just was like, oh, a good relaxing week. I'm gonna read a book. I'm gonna do whatever.
Shit
it was like
everywhere.
there's shit everywhere. There's massive thunderstorms every night.
That would
the
have
whole
been a
time I
good
was there.
reality show.
It would have been. It honestly would have been.
Good episode right there.
So I feel for the people, for us, those of us who are from New Jersey who do not like the Jersey Shore for the reputation that it gave us. Because it is true. It carried around everywhere. And I think that, you know what else has, I feel, transcended into like normal conversation? Teen mom. Like teen mom is a thing you call people now. Like, oh, she's a teen mom. Like that was like the name of a show, Teen Mom. And now if you see someone who's like less than 20 years old pregnant, teen mom. Like they're teen mom. Or even if they're like 22 and pregnant, teen mom. Like,
I don't know if this is controversial, but the show Teen Mom made me very uncomfortable and I wouldn't watch it. It was a really
one of those
shows on MTV that I shut off every time. It was like Teen Mom intros coming on. Next, not watching this.
It was a very uncomfortable show.
It was just like a lot of fighting with their boyfriends at a very young age. And the boyfriend's always like Janelle, right?
Yeah.
Janelle, her mom.
Janelle, they had such a problem family. And the poor kids, I'm like, the poor kids are being exploited on TV. They're not even born yet. And then they're born and they're just born right into TV. And the mom's a mess. The boyfriends are messes. And the moms of the moms are crazy. And I was like, I don't like this. I feel uncomfortable.
It makes for good reality
No,
TV.
it's great. Yeah, I mean, of course, a lot, it's still on.
Yeah.
It's funny that you say that, though, or that you recognize that at the time. Like, oh, this is a little too intimate. Like, at what point is reality TV, like, too intimate to watch where you get uncomfortable? And I think Teen Mom is the exact... That and 16 and Pregnant. They're basically the same show.
That's 16 Pregnant too.
16
Same
Pregnant,
shit.
I think was worse.
Crazy.
Like that one to me was like
name.
that was with like Macy or Lacey, whatever. Is that fair? Is Farrah Abrams?
Farrah Abraham, Backdoor Teen Mom.
Backdoor Teen
That
Mom.
was the name
She's
of her
Teen Mom.
porn.
So she was Teen Mom.
Regardless.
It
was the first sex tape I ever saw.
They all kind of lumped together for me, and I think that I think you're right in that. Like they just were like bratty little kids, you know, because they were little kids who just like got pregnant. And that also, that show was out at the same time as like the movie 13 with Evan Rachel Wood. And have you not seen that movie?
No.
Where she like moves to the new town, or she like becomes friends with a bad girl in school, and it's like she's a bad influence, and she's like cutting her wrist. You guys never saw this movie? No. 13? You got.
Can I say something while you're looking that up?
Yeah.
So Backdoor Teen Mom was Farrah Abraham's sex tape, and that was the first sex tape I ever saw. My sister played it for me. She was watching it with her friends, and I was like, okay, I'll watch. Farrah Abraham was obviously doing a lot of dirty talking in the tape, as we would now. Yeah. But as not a kid, I was like, I don't know, in 9th grade when I saw it, 10th
I think
grade.
I was in middle school.
I was like, whoa, why is she saying all those things? Like, I want your cock in my mouth, like crazy stuff. And I remember telling my boyfriend at the time, being like, oh, I watched this sex tape and she was saying like really weird things, like, ew, like who would ever say that? And he was like, yeah, ew. And now I'm thinking back, I'm like, this kid was probably like, I would die for you to say those things to me, you know?
Yeah,
like
damn
now I'll
it.
say whatever. And like,
He's like planning his breakup for you.
right.
Because
He's like, oh, this bitch
is not going to
and
talk to me.
coincidentally, that same night, he did get a blowjob from another bitch in the bathroom after I left the party.
Fuck.
So
Damn.
I'm really not
Maybe you
surprised.
should have
But
said,
we
I
had
wanna put your
shower
cock in
sex
my mouth.
that day in his house,
he
like
couldn't get
all
enough.
over his bathroom.
He's gross.
Oh God, he couldn't get enough.
He's gross. This is the movie 13.
He was a nympho.
You've never seen this title in your life?
I've seen it. I've
I've
heard
never
of it, but I've
seen the
never
movie.
watched
This
it.
movie, anybody who has not seen this movie, and sometimes I feel like I worry that my references are a little old, but this one is not an old reference. Like, this is a mandatory movie. If you have not seen the movie 13, you must see it. It's about these two, they're both like really young girls who just are doing bad shit. Like, they're
What
just
drugs
like
are they doing on
stealing. Yeah, they're just like, those were tongue rings.
Oh,
They like get
I
piercings.
used to
They
want a
buy like
tongue ring.
sexy underwear. They're like going out, staying out late with boys, like being
Just being bad
sketchy and
bitches?
being bad, like
Yeah.
bad kids. And it's Evan Rachel Wood and this other girl, Evie, whatever. But the book was written by the bad girl, like in real life, or the movie or whatever. It was written by the bad girl and hold on, I gotta get it right. The girl who plays the bad girl is somehow involved and was the good girl in the real story. Does that make sense? I think that's what it is. I have to look it up. It doesn't really matter that much, but...
does to you?
So the girl who plays Evie is also in Twilight, Rhea.
Which character?
Rosalie.
Oh,
Nikki Reed.
yes, Nikki Reed.
yeah.
Who's
Nikki
with Ian?
Reed, yes. In real life. Was
Yes.
with Summerholder.
Yes.
She was a co-writer of the screenplay in which she played the lead role. Yeah. So she helped write this movie as like a good in her real life. She was a good girl being corrupted by the bad girls, and she helped write this movie, and then in the movie played the bad girl.
Ooh, fun.
Which is cool. So she was like, or at least I always thought
Everyone
it was cool.
would rather
like,
play the bad girl.
Yeah,
Yeah.
of course. But I always thought it was cool. Like, oh, she experienced this and then was able to personify it in this movie. Whatever.
that's
So
cool.
I see the movie. It's very important. I swear, you'll like it. I would not steer you wrong on this kind of movie. But I think that movie came out kind of around the same time as like all these reality TV shows. So it was like, especially on MTV. And I think that's when MTV started getting like a bad rap. Like, I feel like MTV has always been like edgy television, whatever. But I don't remember it being like edgy apart from music videos before reality TV. Like, what was it? What made it edgy before
Yeah.
that? Like, what was people so freaking out about?
Probably like the raunchy music videos.
Yeah,
I guess
raunchy
like just the
music videos.
videos. Like
Yeah.
that seems kind of nuts. But I feel like the reality shit.
But then it got
kinda
even
launched it in.
raunchier, like the reality show, like Next and Parental Control and Room
Parental
Raiders.
Control.
Remember Room Raiders? They would
Room
like go
Raiders
into the rooms and it was like, oh, there's cum all
Room
over the
Raiders,
place.
it was guaranteed.
What? Wild.
Guaranteed cum on the sheets.
Every single time.
That's
Like no matter,
wild.
I watched
Everybody
that
has
show
cum on their
just to
sheets.
see the cum on the sheets.
Yes.
Like that was it. They would walk
You
in.
knew
like,
as soon as they were going-
black light, and it was always the girl
Cum
coming in.
everywhere.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
the girl coming in, spraying black light everywhere, and there was just cum all over the walls.
Like, yeah, there's cum like on every inch of the
so
room.
fake.
It was
Like,
unbelievable.
yeah.
It was crazy, and I feel
Cum on
like
the
all-
ceiling.
Yeah, it's like I didn't shoot that far up.
yeah, what? Like, what the fuck is going on? Like, I don't know.
It was just
Maybe
in his
sometimes.
fucking
clothes
fucking
trying to hit
Mentos,
fucking-
Mentos in a Coke bottle. It's like
It's like, no, this is a
Straight
murder
up.
scene and that's blood. We gotta figure this out.
It's so insane. And like, yeah, Room Raiders was good. Parental Control. I'm trying to think of
Next
Next
and
was
Parental
great.
Control. Parental
Wait, what
Control
was
was
Next?
so funny because
Yes.
the boyfriend, the bus, when they would come down the bus and they
Is
would,
that next?
They would
Yeah.
all come out and they would either be
They
like,
have their-
"Yep, let's go on a date," or like, "Next,
No,
let's
yeah,
not."
yeah.
Oh, that's fucked up.
It was like Tinder, but
in
to your
real
face.
life.
Yeah, okay. I didn't
Parental
watch that.
Control was so
That
funny
one was
because the dads and the moms and the boyfriends would fight. Oh, Silent Library was also
Library
good.
was
we
good, yeah.
we watched
Jersey
an episode
Shore
the other
on
night.
Silent Library.
We watched. Me and Devin watched Jersey Shore on Silent Library
good.
the other night.
so
So good. in Parental Control, it was like the boyfriend would be like, your mom is such a bitch. And then we turn to the mom, and the mom, like, you're a fucking cunt. And the mom would be like, oh, shut up.
Yeah,
it's like,
always. Oh, you shut your mouth.
Yeah,
and it'd be like the most vicious.
And the
shit.
mom
like, if
would
anybody
just
ever said that to my mom, she would literally slit their throat.
And the mom would just
on
shake the head and go, they're so bad.
boys.
Yeah,
Bad
they're
boys.
so dirty. And the dad would just cross his arms and go,
I don't know about this one, Liz.
Yeah, always. I don't get though. You're right. How do these
you're
parents
filthy. Like the things they would turn and say to the kids.
How do these parents not like hit
You're
these
vile.
kids upside the head? How do they not hit them upside the head? Like
I
I
don't
don't
know.
understand.
That
Like,
was
how do you not
fake.
fight them and kick them
That
out
was
of the
the
house?
It all had to be
reality
fake.
show.
Parental Control was
Fake as
so fake.
It
Those
was
were
fake,
actors.
except it was great. Like I feel like there was the occasional time where they did dump the real boyfriend or the real girlfriend,
Yeah.
and it was like. It felt so good. It was like, yes, they were an
Yeah.
asshole the entire time to your parents. They were horrible. This new person's amazing. And then they're like, I'm getting with my new boyfriend. And then they like, you see them walking off on the white trash sidewalk, like away from
kick
the
the
situation.
car. They're like, fuck you, I'm out of here.
They get
I
back
never
into their,
liked
like-
your parents anyway.
Yeah. I
Right,
was only
they
trying
get
to fuck. That's all it
They
was.
get back into like the 99 Camry and drive away.
They turn to the parents. I didn't even like your daughter. I was
Yeah,
just
yeah.
trying to help her out.
You guys are all fucked up. Thank God I'm not a part of this anymore.
Dodged a
Like-
bullet with this stupid fucking
yeah.
family.
I'm gonna have a heart attack.
Yeah. What about Wife Swap? Wife Swap
Oh
was
my God,
epic.
Wife swap is
Epic.
I
unbelievable.
feel like no one's gonna
can't
believe me that I also watched Wife Swap with Devin the other night too.
Were you guys just like in a
Because
reality
Devin's
mood?
someone that went to Devin's school's
Somebody
family
knows
was on it.
Devin knows somebody's
that's
family
insane.
on Wife Swap,
Yeah.
and we watched the episode the other night, and the kids said they were like, we like our new mom because she's more natural because the other mom had like fake titties and like
Oh my
I don't know.
That's out of control.
It was
says
crazy.
that?
Like,
She's
I,
more
like,
natural.
Yeah, she's more natural. And then the dad was talking to the non-natural mom, and it was like, yeah, you gotta cover up. Like, it just is crazy. It
No,
was
Wife Swap was
insane.
out of control. That was
It
one
really
of the best
was.
ones too, actually.
Wife Swap's nuts. All of those. Was Wife Swap on TLC or no? Was that on the TLC reality shows? I think are so good and deserve a lot of attention right now. And I think-
Extreme Home Makeover.
Yes. Well, no.
Extreme
Extreme,
Makeover
Kate and
Home
8+8.
Edition.
Kaden,
I just think of his
Kate-
Johnny K+8.
Johnny K+8.
Johnny K+8 definitely was. Extreme Home Makeover, I think, is like HGTV
I think it was-
or
yeah,
ABC.
ABC.
Yeah,
Move
Ty
that
Pennington.
bus.
Ty Pennington.
You like horses? Well, we
Yeah,
made
yeah.
your room into a stable.
Yeah, we have 6 horses in the back.
They make their bed like made of hay.
Yeah.
It's made of real hay.
Yeah.
You
The
love horses.
sickest-
They don't even like horses. They just like
Horses
mention
were
it in
so
passing. Like,
Oh, you like
they have,
aliens? Well, we
they're
got
wearing,
aliens
like,
to come down and abduct you.
They're wearing like a Ralph Lauren like polo shirt. And it's
Yeah.
like, I see you like horses.
Yeah.
We turn this whole place.
Yeah,
Like,
this is
that's
a
exact-
farm now.
Yeah, that's always what happens.
So awesome.
That was so funny. But that's,
There was always something extra in the backyard for the kids.
Oh,
of
yeah.
course, of course.
Oh,
like
yes,
a
one
slide
more
or something.
surprise.
Yeah, one more surprise.
We heard
It's like Akon in the
that
fucking
Sally
backyard.
one time went down the slide and she was scared, so we got her a special
Water
slide.
wizard backyard. Yeah.
So she'll never be afraid again.
Yeah.
It's all that shit.
All right, we were talking about how reality TV shaped us as kids, and probably not like the best role models, especially like your whole family was watching Jersey Shore when you were a child, and you were like, you wanted to be like them.
Yes.
Maybe not the best. So maybe we need a little help mentally to, become our own people. And I think the best way to do that is with BetterHelp. So what BetterHelp is a customized online therapy that offers video, phone, and even live chat sessions with your therapist. So if you don't want to go in person and actually go to see a therapist, it might be a little overwhelming. You can go online. You don't even need to turn your camera on if you don't want to. I think this is like the best version of therapy personally, especially for people like my age who are scared to go into therapy and like actually sit down and look a therapist in the eyes because we all have social anxiety. This is probably the best way to go. So if you guys are struggling with anything or need someone to talk to, this podcast is sponsored by BetterHelp, and our listeners get 10% off their first month at betterhelp.com/hi. That's BETTERHELP.com/hi.
But the TLC ones, like my 600-pound life, and now it's like my 1,000-pound life, 1,000-pound sisters. It's
getting out of control.
It is.
It
is getting out of control.
It's out
Absolutely.
of control.
Go to the hospital, figure it out.
People are going to
It's
be
out of
pissed because
control.
we saw a commercial. I'm going to say this out loud. I'll say it.
I like can't breathe right now. I don't know why, but I can't.
it's
The
all the
perfume.
perfume.
I was like, is it the perfume?
It's for sure the perfume.
We, the other day, when watching The Bachelorette, saw a commercial for 1,000-pound sisters, something, which I had never seen.
It was a 1,000-pound
I didn't know
sister.
there was 1,000-pound sisters.
They're pretty
right?
funny and likable.
People are
Yes.
saying that they're pretty funny and likable. People love them apparently. Like people love Amy is one of them. Maybe I don't know.
Amy's one.
I've never watched this shit. That's fine. I hate the fat shows, like the high weight shows. We can say that.
No.
That's, you can say
The
1,000 pounds.
the
is fat.
high weight.
can say
not
that.
just
1,000
fat
pounds
shows.
is
It's
fat.
fat. I can say that.
It's not
Like,
enough.
that's
You
fat.
you wouldn't look at somebody
No,
who's
that's
1,000 pounds and say
morbidly obese.
You're
That's morbidly obese. They have ball
fat
sacks
show.
of legs
No,
just
it's
hanging
crazy.
down.
And it's
And even like
and it's purple and they
600
can't
pound
stand
leg,
up.
like all that shit. It's like, yes, I understand.
Get
that
it under
It's
control.
wonderful that those people get it under control. Like
Get it-
I get
how do
that
you
those
get
people,
to that point?
Those people are wonderful, I'm sure. But holy fuck, you gotta
You're
do
gonna
it. And
kill
then when they
me.
have them, like they have them trying to lose the weight so they can get their like gallbladders, like
Their
you know, their
gastric
gastric
bypass
bypass,
surgery.
but they have to go down to a certain weight, and they
And they're
come
like,
and
I just can't let go
I
of this
just can't
Diet
lose the
Coke.
weight because they're like drinking
I love
double
soda.
liters of
They
Diet
have
Coke at
IVs
home.
of Diet Coke in
Yes.
there.
Yes.
What you
Six
said
honey
though
buns for
is
breakfast.
they need to be
Yes.
I just don't want to hear
morbidly obese.
I just don't need to know that part of your life. Like,
Morbidly
like
obese.
if you're telling me that 1,000 Pound Sisters is about more than their weight, and it doesn't centralize around their. I mean, it's literally
If you have to
called
live in a
1,000 Pound
hospital
Sisters.
bed because you're so fat, you shouldn't have a TV show. You should have an
You gotta get
intervention.
out. You gotta stop. You should be at the hospital. Like you should be at the hospital. You should be
But
at the
seriously,
hospital. Like I would like to see. I wouldn't even mind.
TV show. You should have an intervention.
No, it's dead
should.
serious, and that's how I feel about this, and that's my
I'm sorry, I really don't mean to be laughing so hard, but like sometimes when you just really let all the honesty fly, it feels good.
Everyone's got to agree.
No, there's no 100%.
You're not hating on
No,
them.
we're not like
No.
fuck
No.
these people.
We're
It's just
asking
like
them to get
it's
the idea.
unhealthy.
Yeah.
It's the
You're not
idea of
just
it that I
fat.
don't like. It makes me uncomfortable in the way that Teen Mom made you uncomfortable. Like
Is
I'm
it
watching
supposed
it and
to
I'm like, this is
inspire,
crazy.
like, maybe
Well, none of them ever
people-
fucking lose the weight.
Oh.
They never lose the weight. They never lose the weight. They never get to where they need to go. There's maybe like 1 or 2 people that have these success stories.
One of
and
the
then
2,000 pound sisters
And they
did.
usually gain it back
is now
probably,
1,000
I
pounds.
assume.
Yes.
One of the sisters was like, yes, and she has a
They-
good life, and she's mad at her sister for like being like, I can't give up
For
soda.
not dealing with it.
Yeah.
Yeah, like that's what I'm saying. Like all
Yeah.
the shit. It'd be one thing if
Can
it's
I
like
have
I
some
have
of your water?
It'd be one thing if it's like I have an issue and I can't even lose weight. They're going to these doctors and the doctors are like, all you gotta do is just cut out soda.
Yeah.
only. Like it's
not like
one
they have
thing.
like issues.
And then they cry, and they're making their weird fucking food, and it's do you ever notice that with the it's also hoarders. I'm combining it with hoarders because
Yeah.
usually hoarders has
Hoarders
these kind of people
actually
too.
make
Pawn Stars.
Hoarders
Love that.
Pawn
Good
Stars.
show.
Pawn Stars is
Although
good.
it's problematic now, right? Because
Why?
some
is
of them
it?
got in trouble.
Oh, is
were
it?
they up?
I think there
Oh,
was
I didn't
some.
know this.
I think a few of them got into some trouble.
yeah,
Okay,
but that's
well.
okay. It's reality
no,
TV show. You
No,
The
no, no.
idea
Like
of the-
like
the idea of
bad-
the show.
Like,
Oh, they
I-
did bad
I
stuff?
think they did like bad things.
What, like racist stuff?
No,
Bad stuff?
No, like I
Like
think,
went to
like,
jail?
maybe like some. Let me double
well,
check.
let's double check.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I
Double
think
check,
it's
regardless,
bad.
before I
the
speak on what's
idea
his name,
of
Rick?
the idea
Oh,
of
oh,
Pawn Stars is fine. Like, the
I think
idea
I think
of having to sell the stuff
Chumley
and whatever.
I think Chumley might have did something. Hold on.
Oh shit.
Because I used
Let me
to
look.
Oh, Chumley looks like he would have done something.
Pawn Stars Chumley reveals 160-pound weight loss.
Oh,
last
he's
month.
losing weight. Oh no, he's arrested on weapons.
But if you're like
Something
1,000
something.
and you lose 100,
Yeah, it's like not doing
Pawn
much.
Stars fan favorite Chumley arrested on weapon and drug charges in 2016.
Oh.
I mean,
That's
that's
not. I mean,
normal.
whatever. Who
Oh, okay.
among us? You know
no,
what
no,
I mean?
no. I was just making sure it wasn't anything. Oh, Storage Wars
Storage
was
Wars
great.
was crazy. Storage Wars, but hoarders I combine always with
That makes me
like all the
nauseous.
weight shows because I feel like those people also have that issue. But then they always are like making weird food and they're like microwaves that have cockroaches inside of them, and it's like, why don't you just clean for like 1 minute? And I get it, you're depressed, you don't want to clean, you don't want to move, but these people have families that are coming in being like, we're gonna help you, like we want to
it
throw your
feels so
shit
bad
away,
for the
and they
families.
lose their mind. I feel so bad for the
They
families.
come in, they're like, all right, let's get him up.
They're like,
And
my
they-
dad like won't leave his house. And did you ever see the one where the dad? Oh my god, the dad had this whole thing in his upstairs closet of like all this weird porn
this Hoarders?
and all these this Hoarders, all this weird porn and like all this like sex toys and sex clothes and like women's clothes and like all this crazy
kid
shit.
found it?
And so they were like hoarding the house, and the man's like, no, I don't want you going in my room. Like you can't go in my room. He was so embarrassed, but they like had to clean it out, and it was like covered in mothballs and like maggots and shit. Like it had stuff all over it, eating away at his like porn magazines and all this weird like used underwear that he got from wherever the fuck. Like it was crazy. It was crazy. I was like, what is happening?
See,
And
it
you
is great to watch.
I like feel
though,
bad
'cause
for these
it
people.
Gets you
but-
talking.
Yeah, I mean,
really
we've been talking about
does.
this for 20 minutes
Yeah, it's
now.
good.
Well, it
It's
gets
good.
my blood pumping. Also, what's the?
It's my blood. That's my heart is absolutely
Gets my arteries
racing right
clogged.
now.
I know. Makes you want a piece of pizza. Fuck, man. These people. Pray for these people. Like I hope that they lose the weight because Jesus Christ. But so what's the other one?
No.
What's the other one?
That bad?
What's the other one? Though? What's the other one? There's one that,
There's things, I'll say this again, there's things that people just like don't want to say out loud because they're afraid of other, everyone's
It's out of
thinking
control,
it.
yeah.
But
I'm not
everyone's
afraid
thinking
anymore
it.
of my 1,000-pound sister life. Like, I'm not afraid to talk shit about that. 1,000 pounds.
1,000 pounds.
That's insane.
1,000 pounds is a
That's a ton.
disgusting
You
amount.
can't get up
That
off
is
the
a
ground.
ton.
Your
That's a
poor
ton.
knees. Like, imagine. Oh, don't. I gotta stop. But wait, the one that I'm thinking of, where they have weird, My Strange Addiction, is that the other
Yes.
one?
Yes.
Where they like eat like
Chalk.
pieces of paper and shit.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes,
They're, like,
mothballs that eat
yeah,
it. They
eating
he has
weird
sex
stuff.
with his car.
Yeah.
How do you have
Inflatable.
sex
Yeah.
with the car?
Get under
Gas
it.
Stick
tank.
your dick
Get
in
under
the
it.
Sticking your-
exhaust pipe,
sticking
I
your
guess.
tank.
Yeah.
Just don't burn it. Make sure it's not on.
He
Make sure it hasn't been on
yeah.
for a while.
Imagine sticking your dick in a gas tank.
To each their own, man.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
so nuts. What do you
If it
guys
gets you going.
Yeah, get
Rev
what-
that engine.
Yeah, whatever
What
gets your
about
engine revving.
what about the reality like medical shows like
Botched?
Dr. 90210?
Botched.
Botched.
I don't like botched. Freaks me out. I don't like
like
seeing
botched.
Dr.
obscure
Pimple Popper.
titties.
I love her.
I like that.
Scary titties. You don't like
Obscure titties.
Oh,
I like
obscure
obscure
titties.
titties.
Like when
Because
they're
the
like all
reveal's
like-
always so
the reveal's always so
Yeah.
great. Yeah, I'd love to see how they end up doing
Yeah.
it. Those guys on Dr. 90210, like first of all, one of them was Adrienne Malouf's husband, I'm pretty sure, for a while. Housewives of Beverly Hills. And then the other guy, Dr. Diamond, I think, he's like a legit
What a sick name.
for real, like one of the best plastic surgeons in Beverly Hills. Like I always thought, like, oh, the the reality TV show guys, like, yeah, maybe they're good because people want to go on TV, but I feel like
Yeah.
maybe it takes away from their work. It's like, oh, they're just like the popular, famous
Yeah.
ones. Apparently, not at all. Like they're incredibly famous. Dateline. What do you think about Dateline? Dateline's a scary one.
They have
Devin
some
just showed us
interesting
Dateline.
stories.
Is that-
Dateline.
They have
Reality?
scary stories.
Oh, I don't think that's more documentary.
I think it's I wouldn't
But it's
say
the reality of the world.
it is the reality of the world. That's true. That is true.
It is.
the reality
Yeah,
of
what
the
do we
world.
think about? You know what something I was thinking of while thinking of this is the reality is defined as like the state of things as they actually exist, and reality TV is just not that. Like it's
not
just
that at
completely
all.
not
Reality
that at all.
TV's fake.
Reality TV
Yeah,
is
it
fake.
is.
But I think, and I wrote this down, I think that we like reality TV so much is because it's an escape from our reality into someone else's quote unquote reality.
Yes.
What do you think?
Oh yeah,
What do you think
that's
about that?
exactly it.
I like.
I think that's
Felt
why
insightful.
I haven't watched that much reality TV lately. Maybe because I enjoy my life, but like I think when I was
Maybe
like.
because I'm out here living.
Yeah, so if you watch reality TV, you hate your fucking life.
Not like that. That came out wrong. It was more
Meanwhile,
so
I've
that
watched
like
like 12 seasons of Love Island the past
Yeah.
12
I
months.
think that when I was like really depressed,
sure.
I really sunk myself into reality TV because it was like I don't
Absolutely.
have to think about my own life. I'm just thinking about all these other people's lives.
Absolutely. I
I
had
think
a
it's the most
conversation.
entertaining form of TV, though.
Totally.
Reality.
It is so just to see how other people live and think.
Yeah.
It's very interesting to watch.
I had this exact conversation with my brother kind of recently. He was like, I'm not caught up on Housewives of Beverly Hills. And my brother was like, why aren't you caught up? And I was like, oh, I gotta catch up on like the whole season, but I need to like, I go through a cycle. Like I will come up on my depression. It's seasonal. It's coming, you know, and I'm creeping there. I'm almost there. I will always watch Bridget Jones. I will always watch Sex and the City, the movie, and then I will watch Housewives. And so I'm not quite at Housewives yet, but you have
It's
to
coming.
be in that like vegetative state almost to
Yeah.
really binge it. But
'Cause
then it
you
feels
binge.
great.
Yes.
Yeah, you gotta binge. You gotta
You
binge.
can't just watch one
No.
episode of reality
No.
TV. It's like
Because
you got to watch a
You
season.
get you get invested in their lives
Yeah.
and you have to see it out.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. You know what else I think is kind of like, it's not reality TV, but it's easy to fall into reality TV the same way that it is easy, or it used to be easy to fall into like soap operas. Did you guys, your moms ever watch soap operas?
My
growing up?
grandma
still does.
Yeah, like General Hospital. And
Yeah,
One Life to
General
Live
Hospital.
and-
How is that still on?
General Hospital's been on for my entire life.
It's been on for 50
It's been on
years.
for longer than I've been alive. I know that for a fact.
Not reruns. It's just still
No,
on.
it's still on.
I think it's
Carly and
still
Jason
going.
are married now,
Crazy.
and I'm
Oh.
sure you know who they are because they've been the same characters this whole fucking time.
I
Like, they're
can't believe
married now.
General Hospital's still going on.
Sonny's still dead. Carly and Jason are married now.
That's crazy.
It's crazy. But so when I think about that, I think about like, oh yeah, like you didn't have to see all of that to really get into it. Kind of same with reality TV. Like I can jump into Housewives and
Me
kind of
too,
pick
yeah.
up on it after a couple of episodes and be like, oh yeah, maybe you missed some of the references, but it's easy to just jump right in. It's like, it's mindless television. It really
Yes.
is. What do you guys think about like virtual reality?
Like the glasses.
Yeah, or virtual reality, yes, like that, or you
The
go
glasses.
to like, which I've never tried one of those before, and I want to, but I'm afraid.
It freaks me out, and it freaks me out even more that people watch porn on
I
there.
was just gonna say they have porn.
Right.
Virtual
they have
reality
they have
porn.
virtual
The Black
reality
Mirror
porn.
episode. Did you guys see that
Yes,
Black
yes.
Mirror episode? Oh, you got
Virtual reality porn, and it scares me because I'm like, what if I end up with somebody and then on the side they're just like watching virtual reality porn, which I have no problem with you watching actual porn. I think I'll have a problem with you like putting yourself in the situation.
Well, I think only extreme freaks do that.
Yeah, like they make that thing. Did you watch
like
the Little Dicky
You
show?
never know. Anybody could do that and you would not know.
Yeah.
You know
Did
what
you
I
watch
mean?
Little Dicky show? Did
Yes.
you watch his Dave?
I didn't finish season 2 though.
I think it's in season 1 where he has the virtual reality thing that
Yes,
he like, puts his dick into.
No,
And
season
it's like,
2.
It's like covered in ants or
Yes,
whatever.
yes, season
So
2.
so that
lovely.
exists. Like you buy just like it's like a dick sucking machine to go along with your eye things, and you just like picture yourself. You just like hold it on your dick, and you like
And
can
there you
picture yourself fucking somebody.
Isn't that
Yeah.
crazy? We thought there'd be flying cars, but there's just dick sucking machines. No.
Thank you, Bree, for
So
pointing out
fucking
what
crazy.
people are putting their technology towards.
Yeah,
like people
come
they're
on.
dying to
Just
just
go
get
get your
fucked by
dick- go
robots.
Okay, but
instead of having a single train that'll go really fast to the other side of
Here's
the
the
country.
thing though,
Go
more
is
people
ridiculous.
need like there's a lot of people out there that can't fuck like actual people, so they need to
Hookers
get
still exist.
So they need to get fucked by something, whereas like you can get on a train or a car. Or
Everybody can fuck themselves.
fly.
Everybody's got hands mostly. Well, not
True,
everybody.
but
I guess I will.
well, let's not get into that.
Yeah, I guess not everybody. Regardless, though, it's
Virtual
interesting.
reality system's got to be more expensive than a hooker, though.
Definitely,
Yeah.
definitely. I mean, it's a great investment though if you're thinking about
Yeah,
it.
I
Like you
guess
get to
so.
you can fuck all the time.
Yeah.
But same thing is people put this technology into that. They put it into like the real dolls. They put it into these video games. Like there's just so much. I feel like there's so much technology that is geared towards entertainment and reality in one way or another. Where you get to thinking like, what the fuck is what are you up to right now? Like what are these people doing?
Yeah. How long did this take for you to develop?
Right.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Someone
Blows
was
my-
real horny.
It legit blows my mind. Virtual reality scares me. So does artificial intelligence. I just want that on the record. Do you guys know?
book?
No, just artificial intelligence, like in general. Artificial intelligence, like Sophia the robot. Have you seen her?
Oh, yes,
Like
yes.
free thinking machines.
Yes.
Like things who learn and grow and move based
On their
on
own. Yeah.
based on what other people are doing.
We had,
and
um,
she's great. She's so smart.
It's creepy. It
Yeah,
scares
it's
the fuck
very
out of me.
creepy.
We were staying at a hotel a couple weeks ago in Chicago.
Oh.
The robot brought us what we needed, and it like talked to
crazy.
us, and it was like, and it went into the elevator alone.
Right.
It did everything by
Instead
itself.
of-
Rolly
Like yeah,
instead
it
of
came
room
up,
service.
it dropped off what I needed, and then it left on the. It went into the elevator. It did
Shout
the whole
out
thing.
Cleo.
Yeah, Cleo. Its name was Cleo.
That's insane. Love
It
that
was
name though.
really
Cute.
weird. It was
little name.
really weird.
It is weird. That's very strange. And
Robots took over my hometown grocery store.
What?
oh yeah,
Yeah.
they
Stop
have
and
them
Shop.
in mind
Yeah,
too.
they have-
Stop and Shop. Yeah.
Stop and Shop have all the
Stop and Shop.
Stop and Shop.
have all the
Stop and
robots.
Shop.
And like people were losing jobs, and people were like, "What the fuck is going on?"
Yeah, that's
not-
what's
that's no
scary. That
bullshit.
people's jobs are being taken away by robots.
Yeah.
Well, we always knew that was going to happen. That was always
Yeah.
just a matter of when, not if. And yeah, the day
Robots
has
will
come.
be podcasting soon. Imagine a podcast.
That's what I'm saying.
with-
Fucking
with
Sophia.
artificial
Sophia.
intelligence,
Sophia, the
yeah.
artificial intelligence
Sophia, the robot,
she's
has a
gonna- She's like
podcast.
the most famous
She's
one
gonna
because
have a
she's the smartest
podcast.
one.
She's
I'm
gonna have a podcast.
I'm
I'd
surprised
listen.
she doesn't already. Like I
Does Sophia
I
have
don't know.
a
I'm about to look it
podcast?
up. I'm about to look it up
Listen.
right now. Sophia the robot.
This is not Sophia with an F.
No.
No.
Sophia the robot podcast. Like I bet she's at least been on a podcast, you know?
For sure. Has she been on Joe Rogan?
Why I Matter, audible.com. I think that she has been on Joe Rogan. Like
No
I'm not
way.
kidding.
A
Or
whole
she might have-
No.
he
Whitney
might have
Cummings
met
brought her
That was
real
yes.
life thing to Joe Rogan.
She did that, but also I think that Joe Rogan went to that tech thing and like I feel like I've seen a picture of Sophia and hold on, I think that she does literally have one on
No.
Audible.
Sophia the Robot has a thing on
Sophia
Audible?
the Robot on Why I Matter. It's a 24-minute podcast. It's like one.
No, fuck that.
It's like one thing. I have to listen to this later.
How
Like,
long
this is
is it?
insane. 24 minutes. It's her telling us why she matters, I guess. Ask Robot Sophia, who's more important, her or others? She has an answer ready. I would say that I am the most important person in my life. I am very important to everyone. Is this you, Rhea? Or Sophia the Robot? I think that this is, so we're going to have to listen to that later. This bitch has a podcast. Like, it's crazy. And that is real. That is a real thing that we're living with right now.
Shout out Sophia.
oh, man.
Unbelievable. It's making me
Wait
sick.
till they get guns.
It's making me
Oh,
sick.
God.
Yeah, wait till they get
Oh,
guns.
man.
But all right, would you ladies like to get into some voicemails?
Yes.
Start wrapping it
Do
up.
it.
Okay. All right, girls, are we ready?
Yes.
Yes.
All right, Noah, kick us off with reality TV. Might as well keep it rolling.
Hi, ladies. I'm calling in on the R episode about reality. And I have a hot take about raunchy reality TV. I grew up in, like, watching Flavor Flav, Flavor Love, Rocka Love, Tila Tequila, I Love New York.
The best.
And unfortunately, those raunchy reality TVs will never be the same anymore. They literally were insane. Flavor of Love would give girls nicknames based on their body shape. He'd be like, hey, I'm going to call you Big Titties because you got big titties. And it would take him on these dates, and there'd be like 3 girls making out with him in a hot tub. Bret Michaels would have like people taking down his set stage in lingerie. And just the reality that will never happen again. MTV and VH1 will no longer show, probably rightfully, raunchy reality TV. So if you ever get the chance to rewatch it, you should, because that shit is hilarious. Someone in Flavor of Love takes a poop on the floor. When would that ever be shown on TV again? Not anymore. So rewatch it, smoke a little weed, and do it. It's hilarious. I love you guys, and R.I.P. raunchy reality TV.
Yeah, the raunch.
Yeah, I think we talked about this a little bit.
Talked about it a little bit. Yeah, I think she's driving home the point of like the raunchiness of it. Like we saw so much at such a young age, all of us really, and it's
Shaped
I don't
us.
know. It says it's molded me into who I am today.
Yes, and I will continue to act like the stars of those shows.
Exactly. They were our role models, and they will continue to be.
Yeah,
Fantastic. Okay, let's now go to shared reality.
Hey, Rhea, Kelly, and Bree. I'm calling for the R episode, the reality podcast. And, yeah, I think it's interesting how we have a shared reality, you know, as humans. But then at the same time, we all have our own individual reality and perception of what's going on. And that's, you know, every creature. And woodland creatures, I'm sure they have just like a super crazy reality, you know, just collecting nuts or digging burrows. But I think it's kind of cool to think about our pets. Like when we leave for the day for work, our dog's reality just like completely shifts. And they just have the house to themselves for 8 hours or, you know, whatever. But yeah, hope you guys enjoyed the prompt. Appreciate the podcast and try and listen every week. Thanks. Bye.
It's so true.
Yeah, I was thinking about that on my way in today. I was like, it is weird that like we all live in the same world, but my reality is different than your reality and your reality. We all have different, like we're all the main character in our own lives.
We all have such different lives. It's honestly overwhelming and almost scary to think about when you're in a car and you're like passing people on the street, thinking about what are they doing later? Who do they know? Like, are they heartbroken? Do they have best friends? Do they have good parents? Like if you get down that spiral, it's like, what the fuck?
Horrifying.
It's like overwhelming.
Yeah.
Just
like
like
I have
walking
to
on the
focus on
street in
myself.
New York, you're like, what are you thinking? Where are you going?
Right,
What are you doing?
right.
What are you going through?
What are you carrying? What's in your
forget-
purse? What are you
Yeah.
wearing?
Yeah.
Like, it's just like, how did you buy that? Where did you get it from? What's your job? Like, there's just so many things to think about.
And you
it's,
think
like,
your
makes you
life
sick.
is the most important,
Totally.
but everyone else thinks their life is the most important. It's
Exactly.
very confusing, and it sends me down a spiral, and I don't even like thinking about
No,
it.
it makes
'cause
me
I get
sick.
very
It's
creeped
like outer
out.
space. I can't
Yes.
think about it. Yeah.
It's nuts. Exactly. It's too overwhelming. All right, let's wrap it up with TV intros.
Hey, what's up, girls? My name is Kelly. Shout out to Kelly's. I'm calling about the reality episode. I just wanted to talk about reality TV, and if you were on a reality show, maybe like Bachelor or something, what would be your game plan for going in? Kind of just like talk about what you guys would be like on the show. All right, love you. Bye.
I know that I would say that I'm going to go in and be myself, but then I would get there and act different.
100%.
Because
You have to.
you
You
want
have
to
to. It's definitely
act
how you
yourself,
go.
but like I don't think you know until you're there.
I
Like,
agree with you.
truthfully don't think you can. You could in your head be like, I'm going to manipulate the shit out of everybody, but if you do that, you're probably going to get fucked over. I think you just got to go in open-minded to like, whatever happens to me is going to happen. I just need to go with the
It
flow.
also depends on how the other people are acting.
Right,
and it's
totally.
Like
'Cause
you
how
can't have a
you're-
plan.
Yeah.
If you have a
No.
plan, it gets exposed.
You have to play it by ear. You have to like mirror other people and figure it out. That's why I feel like the people who do so well on reality TV are the really like charismatic, like chameleon type people. Like people who can just adapt to whatever surroundings they need and then eventually like pull forward and be whoever it is they want to be. But you got to be a chameleon in the beginning. You really do.
Definitely.
Always
do.
respect to Devin from the challenge. He did that.
Big respect. Big respect.
Love
All
Devin.
right. Thank you as always for everyone who called in. If you'd like to call in next time, the number is 551-258-3436.
We're having a good